TVASIA Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ happy Dussehra and welcome to another episode of our talk show with the experts. మనతో మన expert ఉన్నారు Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Sure. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much everyone for joining us and sharing your festival day with us Anmata. We are really happy and honored to be here to help you with all your questions immigration related. So Rahul garu, without any further delay, let's get started on our program. So today is the 25th of October and we were supposed to get a visa bulletin for the month, which usually arrives between the 8th and the 12th of the month. So if everything is becoming so mysterious, what actually is going on here?
The most late, the late visa bulletin that we have seen was the October visa bulletin that came in September. On September 24th, and now September 25th, today is Sunday, they can't release it today. So hopefully, they will release it on 26th. It really is mysterious, and the way they are trying to dodge the things is really mysterious. We don't know what it's going to be, what their plan is. But I can tell you that based on the State Department, the EB2 priority dates, there are two priority dates. One is the final action priority date. One is called filing chart. We were being told that the final action priority date is expected to move for EB2. Right now it's September 2009. It is expected to move. We don't know if the filing date will move or not. Most of the people have already filed their applications whose priority date is current according to the filing dates. So we don't, and that's one thing. Second thing is that there are two visa bulletins nowadays. Previously, until 2015, the visa bulletin was only released by the State Department. Right now, there is a State Department which releases the visa bulletin. Then there's USCIS that releases the visa bulletin, probably somewhere in between like 4 hours to up to 3 days. It will take some times to release their visa bulletin. So we don't know if the USCIS is going to accept the filing dates or they're going to go with the final action dates. In the month of October, they have used the filing dates.
Okay.
When I look into the history of whenever they use the filing dates in the month of October, they continued using it for the month of November. They continued using it for the month of December. In some extreme cases, they even did it until January though. I am hoping that the USCIS, based on the historical data, that they are going to use the filing dates.
Okay.
But everything is mystery. We have to see how it turns out in the next 2 to 3 days.
And has this ever happened before, where they have not met their general deadline?
There is no deadline for them when to release it. There is nothing. There's no knife hanging on their head to say that. It's their will and wish when they are supposed to release before the end of the month. There's nothing there, so we'll have to see how. But to answer the question, was there ever been this much delay? Not in the past 25 years that I've been practicing immigration law. Never been until September. The latest that I've seen was the September 24th that happened last month.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, Rahul garu. And I think, as usual, we have a barrage of callers and a lot of questions also waiting for us. So let's get right on them, okay? All right, let's go with the first caller, Andy. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Happy Dussehra. Welcome to the show. Cheppandi.
You need to mute
Volume.
You need.
Please.
Okay, 1 second, Andy. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, hello?
Cheppandi, sir.
నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే నేను ఫామ్ అప్లై చేశానండి మా ఎంప్లాయర్. సో నాది 6 years నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ మార్చ్ 18th అయిపోతుంది. అప్రూవల్ నోటీస్ 18th వరకు ఉంది. బట్ I-94 28 వరకు ఉంది. 10 days ఎక్స్ట్రా ఉంది గ్రేస్ పీరియడ్. సో నేను ఎప్పటి వరకు ఉండొచ్చు యూఎస్ లో? 28th వరకు ఉండొచ్చా, 18th వరకు ఉండొచ్చా?
28 వరకు ఉండొచ్చు అండి మీరు.
కాకపోతే ఆ 10 days వర్క్ చేయొచ్చా?
You cannot work those 10 days, but you can stay in the country, but you cannot work. Those 10 days will be given for you so that you can prepare for packing up your bags and leaving the country, not to work.
ఓకే 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 అండి. అదే నా మెయిన్ క్వశ్చన్. సో లాస్ట్ డే వరకు ఉండొచ్చా అండి 3/18 వరకు, లేకపోతే ఇదేంటి లేదన్నా మన కొంతమంది 1 month ముందే ఉంచుకొని వెళ్తే సేఫ్ అన్నట్టుగా చెప్తారు, ఏదన్నా రూల్ ఉందా దానికి లేకపోతే?
Yes, I would recommend that you leave on March 1st itself, not on March 8th though. Even though you have until March 18th, I recommend leave on March 1st. Because there is a question of interpretation, whether or not you can be granted for the 7th year H1B. If you have completed your 6 years of H1B, some officers interpret that since you completed all your 6 years multiplied by 365 days each year, so you cannot get any more 7th year. It's better that you leave 1 week so that we will have an easy way to argue, hey, look, my client had 1 week left over. So that 1 week, and after the I-140 is approved, of course, I would like to get to 3 years. So that's easier to get it, easier argument.
Oh, okay. So yeah, నాది July 2nd అప్లై అయిందండి. యావరేజ్ 6 months తీసుకుంటుంది. July 2nd PERM అప్లై అయింది.
You're right.
ఓకే అండి. థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ ద ఆన్సర్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. బాయ్.
Rahul Garu, while we take our next caller, let me just grab a question from YouTube here. This is from 𝗙𝗪𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗄. He says, hello Rahul Garu, in case November bulletin is released tomorrow and USA has mentioned about DOF not being accepted, can the folks who are currently in DOF for October still send our application until October 30th?
Yes, they can. Absolutely. They can file it before October 30th. Even though if the dates backtrack, those dates are backtracking for November, not for October.
Okay.
So in October, you can file it.
Makes sense. Okay. All right, let's go to our next caller. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Sir. Please go ahead, sir. We can.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Rahul, first of all, I'd like to thank you what you're doing for the community.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So my question is, I work for Twitter here in San Francisco, and they moved me to their Seattle Twitter.
Yeah. They moved from San Francisco to Seattle.
Seattle office. Yes, in the month of February 2020, with an approved amended petition.
Nice.
And in February 2021, they want me to move back to SF office. And the previous SF office petition is still valid till 2022. So do I have to file the amendment again?
No, you don't.
Even though my previous petition is still valid.
You do not need to file an amendment.
Okay, because my previous petition is still approved, right?
That is right, sir. It is still valid for San Francisco area. You're going back to San Francisco. You do not have to file an amendment again.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in. So Rahul Garu, while we take our next caller, there's another question on YouTube. This is from 𝗚cie𝗃𝗲𝗺 Creations. It says, hi Rahul, my employer is downgrading to EB3. In last moment, I'm told that they lost the EB3. What are the options left for me? What are the risks?
The caller who is on the phone, can you please mute, sir? If they lost the petition, they don't have a copy of it. I'm not understanding. If the 9089 form is missing, I mean, you can find it. Even if the original is missing, though, you can always find the copy of what you have filed with the Department of Labor. You can use that to file it. You can try that, and that should work, though. You can write an affidavit saying that we lost it. We don't even have a copy of the original approval copy. So we are using the copy of what we filed with the Department of Labor. Normally, the lawyer might have sent you for drafting, and it may be in the record somewhere. It should be there in the emails of you. You can use those things to file the I-140 right now.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Okay, let's go to our next caller, Andy. Hello, sir. Sir, the area code 73.
Hello.
Hello. Yes,
yes,
sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My name is, actually I have two questions.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have two questions. Do we need to go for H4 biometric, which is next week? Actually, my situation is that I had moved to company B in July 2020 and got a H1B approval with company B for 3 years, like till 2023. But H4 was pending. Now I moved back to my company A because my priority date have become current, and my company A filed my I-485 last week. And now we got the biometric from USCIS, which we H4 was pending with company B. So our company A, H1 and H4 is valid till June 2022. So my question is, should we go for this biometric, which is from company B?
I would do it. I would go. You won't be at a loss. What is the loss that you're going to make?
Sorry?
I will go. If I were you, I would go for the biometrics.
For company B, right? But I already moved company A and we filed I-485.
You told me that. You told me. There is a chance that the company B may withdraw the H1B, and that may cause the H4 denial. But I still don't see any harm in her going and in this person going and attending the biometrics.
So no impact on I-485 for
no impact, none, no negative impact whatsoever at all.
Okay, thanks. My second question is that I'm in process to apply for my mother B2 visa extension, which expired after 10 years. But earlier we had B2 for my mother and father, but 3 months ago my father passed away. So so now in a DS-160, what I need to mention in a marital status for my mother is, I'm still married or widow?
No, there is called widowed. In the DS-160 form. That? Yes.
Yeah. If I select, so any impact to get the B2 visa country?
If you select what?
If we select a video instead of married, so
if he selects the video.
The question is there clearly: is she right now married? Is she divorced? Is she widowed? You should not write that she is married. That will be a misrepresentation. You should only answer that she is widowed.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you then.
Okay.
You should not answer anything else other than the word widowed. Okay? Thank you then.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for calling in. All right, Rahul Garu, as we take our next caller, we have another YouTube question. This is from R. Are you ready? He says, hi Rahul sir, my wife went to India in Feb, and at port of entry she got an I-94 updated as her passport expiry date, which is April 20th of 2020, even though she has visa until August of 2021 and an I-797 also until 2021. We tried to get the passport renewed from USA due to COVID. We got passport renewed in June only. Same time I lost my job and moved to a new company and filed an I-535 for her. This is
I-539.
Sorry?
I-539, yeah.
Okay, I-539. And he says, my H1B got approved, but hers is not yet approved. And lawyer said, your wife had 3 months of illegal stay in USA due to the I-94 expiry. And the 530, again he says 535, I'm not sure why. 539 H4 may have gotten her rejected. She tried to go to the border to renew her I-94, but CBP officer said if we cross border, then we cannot come back until the new I-539, I guess, is approved. I told CBP officer she's having a valid visa in her old passport, but officer said it's from old company and cannot be allowed. What can I do for the next step? Is it possible for her H4 to get rejected anyway?
There are two things here, though. This guy is trying to play around, though. He should not go to CBP office, though. Some of the CBP officers would have detained her.
Yeah.
The reason why they would detain her is that she is not in legal status in the United States from April onwards.
Yeah.
Second thing, reason why the CBP officer told her that she cannot come is that if a person stays undocumentedly, illegally in United States for one single day, the passport visa is considered to be completely invalid. Her I-94 expired in April of 2020, and she never applied for the extension before the I-94 expired. So that's why she stayed unlawfully in the country. Her passport visa is expired. She should leave the country and she should apply for the H4 and come back. And she can only do it in India. She cannot do it in Mexico and Canada. She has to do it only in India. The reason is that once you are unlawfully present in this country for one single day, the only consulate you're allowed to go to get the passport stamping is to your home country consulate, not anywhere else.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, you got to be on top of this, I guess. All right, on to our next caller, Rahul Garu. Hello, sir. Sir, area code 310.
Hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Are you?
Yeah, hi. Good evening. My name is Suman. So I have a question. So I have an 140 with my older employer. So from May 14, 2012. So for some reason, if the dates become current in the near future, can I go to my employer A and file I-485, or should I transfer H1B and then file 485?
You can do either way.
Okay. Which one of this is which one of this is a good thing, good intent?
It's good to have you working for the company at the time when you file the adjustment of status. But we also need to look into the timeline that is allowed to file the H1B, raise the LCA. A lot of different things have to be done. But as you asked the question, which one is good? Joining the company would be better, and then filing the adjustment of status after that would be much better rather than not joining the company. Because the USCIS is going to look into the intent of the employer and employee. Does the job still exist for this particular gentleman, or does it not exist for this gentleman? So that shows a good faith effort from the company and you that the job still exists for you if you join the company.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Rahul Garu, while we wait on our next caller, this question is from Ayub Legend. He says, hi, my mom filed for me an F3 visa in October of 2011. I live in Beirut, Lebanon. What time should it take for me to do the interview at an American embassy?
What is the date that he said that she filed an application?
October of 2011.
October of 2011. Let me look into it. One thing is that the family-based immigration preference categories, there is a bar on it right now. There is an executive bar on it. That means that they cannot get the green card until, so that bar is there until January of 2020. January of 2021, sorry. And you said 2011, he said that they filed?
Yeah.
The waiting period for the family-based 3 criteria for Beirut people, Lebanon people, is 2008. 2008. So there is a 3-year backlog. So hopefully, in 3 years for him, the priority date will become current, and then he could come back after that.
Makes sense. Okay.
And then he'll be scheduled for interview when the priority date comes nearby.
Okay.
So, but there is a 3 years backlog right now.
Okay. Hopefully it's cleared in the 3 years time and doesn't take longer.
Yeah.
But
and the Trump doesn't remain in power. Because he may continue a lot of restrictions on the family immigration if he's going to be there.
The possibility, yeah. That's true. All right, let's go to our next caller. Sir, area code 704. Hello.
Hi, this is Shyam. Hey Rahul, thanks for your time and helping us out.
Sure.
So I have a question, sir. Because we don't have the original PERM, do we still ask DOL, ask USCIS to get the PERM from DOL?
Yes. There is a column in the I-140. Are you requesting, do you want USCIS to request the PERM label from DOL? We answer yes to that question.
Yes, and the 9 will be no. 9 also will be yes, right?
I can't remember the form number, page number,
so
particular
the question
column.
9 is whether you already used the original firm for other petition.
Yes, the answer will be yes.
Okay, and I mean, do we need a signed copy of the firm, or is the unsigned copy also fine?
What do you mean signed copy? You are there, your employer is there. Just sign it. Print it out and sign it.
You know, my lawyer changed.
Well, lawyer signature is
don't
different.
Have
lawyer signature is different. You and your employer are there.
Yeah, even my employer, the person who is supposed to change retired, and the new person came in.
Yeah, they can sign on behalf of it and mention it, saying that they are mention it in the letter that they are the proper authority. That should not cause any problem.
And I mean, I don't even have the DOL signature page. That is also fine.
Why don't you have a DOL signature page?
Because, you know, the law forms changed and we lost it.
I think so. We already answered the question before. Is that you should try, if you don't have a copy of the labor certification, you can always use what you filed with the USCIS in the emails. You should have it, and based on that, you could file an I-140 right now. They may issue an RFE at that point of time on that, but it should be fine. By that time, you should be able to, you know, collect as much evidence as possible, saying that this is a proper representation of the original labor certification that was been approved.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. While we take our next caller, let's see. We have a question from Chetan. He says, I'm currently employed with employer B, and my previous employer is filing the downgrade and adjustment of status. Could this lead to a complication or a denial of my previous I-140?
So the previous employer is filing. That means that this particular person has left the company, and I don't know how long this person has left the company though. When you're not working for the company particularly though, the USCIS is going to look into, does the company has the capability of paying the salaries? There are many different ways they look into how the company has the capability of paying the salary. Number one, you're getting paid, which in this case, you're not getting paid for the period of time that you are not working for the company. Number two is the company's profits though. So if the company's profits are substantial enough though, especially in the periods for which you are not employed, you should be fine. But if the company's profits are not good enough, there is a chance that they may go back to the original I-140 and that might endanger the previous I-140. You can do at that point of time is that if you feel that there is a danger though, you can withdraw the previous I-140. I mean, if you withdraw the previous I-140, you can still put the priority date and all those things. When the RFE comes in at that point of time, the lawyers can evaluate, saying that, hey, you know, they're going to deny this one. Not only they're going to deny, they might go back to the previous one. Why don't we do one thing? Let's withdraw this I-140. Let's withdraw the previous I-140 also. They could do that. We do that several times. Now, this ability to pay, where I'm telling about the profits of the company, need to be carefully looked into. Especially if the company is filing a lot of downgrades for the people who are not working. It's not just your salary that need to be shown as that need to be tacked to the profits of the company. But if the company is filing 10 different employees who are not working for the company, all 10 salaries will have to be added, and that amount of money should be there in the profit for each time period for which you are not working for the company. So that's a very tough calculation that need to be done, need to be looked into very careful. When you're filing for a downgrade for a person who is not working for the company, the lawyer need to look into all these things very carefully before filing an application.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Chetan, I hope you have your question answered. Let's move to our next caller. Hello?
Hello, 値𝗂𝗧𝗧. Hi, Rahul.
Go ahead, sir.
Hi, Rahul. This is Rishi. Actually, I have my current H1 until February 2021, and I applied for the extension on September, and I got the RFE. And my visa stamp on my passport is until expired on December 2019. So I want to go to India for stamping. Can I go for stamping?
Did you say you already got the extension approved?
No, it is on RFE.
Yikes. That doesn't look good. So your H1B is expiring in September. Your passport is already
expiring. No. My visa stamp, my current previous visa stamp on my passport expired on 2019 December.
Right. Yeah. But your H1B is expiring in February.
February 2021.
And now you have filed the extension. So you are going to go, and then you have an RFE on this H1B right now.
Yes.
And you want to go to stamping, and you want to get the stamping only until February of 2021.
Yes.
And that too in the drop box.
Yes.
I would not suggest you do that at all. The reason is that the extension is an RFE. That means that they're questioning whether or not they want to give you an extension or not. Now you are going to a different government department and saying that, look, I don't know whether the USCIS want to give an extension or not. Well, why don't you give it to me until February of 2021? Because the same department has given the permission before. That is very, very, very risky for you good to go. And that February of 2021 is a very short period. Right now, we are almost in November. Even if you fly anything, you won't get until November. So only for 3 months you're requesting, and the USCIS is telling, yeah, I don't like you. I may not want to give you a H1B. So I would not risk if I were you. And if you're doing it, buy one-way ticket and go, and then see if your luck works out. But I would not risk if I were you.
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
I got my RFE on, Rahul, a small question. I got RFE on my LCA, Rahul, that is for running a payroll more than the LCA filed amount.
Well, that's fine, but still, I want you to get the results of this one to be answered before you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul.
All right. Let's go to our next question, Rahul. While we wait for our caller, sir, caller with 810, my phone line, you just want to please.
Not phone line, but the TV.
Is it TV?
How can I mute, Andy?
Me TV mute line, mute just one, please. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I did.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now that we have our caller, we'll just take the caller next, and then we go back to our questions on YouTube. Hello, sir. Cheppan, sir. Please tell us your question.
Hi, first of all, happy Dasara to Rahul Reddy garu, Nikhya garu, and TVASIA viewers. I have a couple of questions. So my current employer has 2 different campuses in 2 different states. So my initial I-140 was approved when I was working in one state, and later I was moved to a different state. So at the time of movement, I brought up this issue because I moved to a different state, if it would impact my I-140 application. And I was told you don't have to file a new I-140 because this entire thing will be considered as a one entity because we have only one HR in the state where they initially filed my I-140. So with this recent October bulletin, so I have I contacted my university attorney to downgrade my application from EB2 to EB3, and at that time, they said now it will be an issue, but they are going ahead with downgrading. But they want me to, after filing this application, they want me to go back to the other state where they initially filed the application. So will it be an issue with my downgrade?
It doesn't look like. They still have offices at 2 different, let's say the office is in New York and California. They filed in New York, you move to California, and now they want to downgrade, they want you to move back to New York. I don't see an issue. If they don't have a New York office, though, I would not even file an I-140 downgrade for you. I'm assuming, but they do have a New York office. They filed the New York office. Now you're working in California. Now for the downgrade, they want you to move back to New York. That's a very good strategy your lawyer is adapting.
Okay. They don't want me to move right away. They told me they will let me know. They just want to right now go ahead with the downgrade option.
Got the point. What they're telling is that your intention and their intention should be that you will go back to New York. Perfect. Exactly. Your lawyer is very good.
And the other question is, I know you suggested to go in the last week to go with the new I-140. But they want to do the I-140 amendment, and I don't want to argue with them. I don't want to go with new I-140 only. But so do we have to file
I don't know if they would change their opinion, but the USCIS has told very clearly right now that they are not rejecting the new applications. When we digged into deep, what happened is that there is only one lawyer out of the 12,000 members that we have that reported that the I-140 was been returned back. And that lawyer, we found out that she sent there are two boxes that two addresses where she's supposed to send. Regular filing and premium processing filing. She filed in premium processing instead of filing for the regular processing, which is not advocated. I've told many times not to do it. That is the investigation find out. And later on, USCIS said, no, they're not rejecting the applications that were being filed as a new application. That information came out on Friday. Our organization called American Immigration Lawyers Association issued a notification on this on Friday saying that USCIS is accepting without the original labor certification if it is filed as a new application for the applications that we are speaking about downgrade.
Okay, sure. Thank you. And do we have to file I-134 with my downgrade? So I have my spouse is applying along with me.
Yes, you should file. Okay. Yes, you should file an I-134. You should file a 944 also. 944 for each person.
Is it okay if I ask? Yes, Is it okay if I ask one more question?
Good.
Actually, I'm eligible to apply under EB1A category before this October visa bulletin. I'm getting a paperwork ready for my EB1A, EB1B application. And if I go ahead with the current
when you say EB1A or EB1B, which one is it?
It's EB1B.
Well, no. Did you got the EB1B approved, or you just are filing it?
We are filing it. My university was filing it, and then with this visa bulletin, they just want to go ahead with this, and later apply for a couple of months. They want to apply for EB1B.
I would agree with your lawyer, because don't celebrate the victory until you get to the finish line. Especially with the EB1A or EB1B, there are a lot of risks involved in it. If I were you, I think so. Your lawyer is very good. Based on all what I see, is that I would file this application right now, and then once the EB1B is approved, then I'm going to file another adjustment of status if needed in the EB1B.
Okay, and can I still go with my initial EB2 priority date for the EB1B too, or?
Yes, absolutely. Just because you filed a downgrade application or an amendment application, it doesn't prohibit you to file a EB1B upgrade with the old priority date. It does not. You can still use the old priority date.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your help.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Rahul Garu, we have a question from our YouTube viewer, 𝗓𝗔𝗃𝗲𝗀 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗏. He says, I have an I-140 EB3 2013 with my company A, which got acquired by a different company. The attorney is saying that an amendment is required for the 140. Is that a problem, or will it delay my 131 and 765?
In this particular case, though, where the company has been acquired, it has to be an amendment. It cannot be a new application, though. That is for sure. Absolutely no doubt that that it has to be an amendment. The reason is that the company acquisition, tax ID number, name, everything has changed. It has to be an amendment, not a new application. Though I told many times that we recommend to file new amendment and new application rather than amendment, in this particular scenario, it has to be amendment only.
Okay. All right. And let's move on to our next caller. Hello? Hello? Hello, sir. Area code 614. So area code 614. All right, while we wait for him, let's take another question from YouTube. This is from 𝗧𝗟𝗞 𝗦𝗪𝗪. He says, hi Rahul, for the I'm assuming EB3 downgrade.
Are you able to hear me?
Hello, sir. Okay, sir, please hold on. For the EB3 downgrade based on the 𝗟𝗩𝗘 memo, what are the chances of rejecting the I-140 marked as new?
I have never seen any case which got denied or rejected. We have filed several of those things, 50 of them. Never, not a single case was ever been denied because of marking it as a new application. You may ask the question, why are you doing downgrade? This is the first time you're facing the downgrade. No, not true. For Chinese nationals, we've been doing downgrading for a long period of time. Yeah. Never had any problem with it. And as long as they're working with the same company, we never faced any problem. But if they are not working for the company though, and they're coming back to downgrade, yes, there is a chance of ability to pay, which I have described it previously before.
Yeah. All right, let's go with the caller. So area code 614. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello? So area code 614. Please press *6 to unmute your line. All right, while we're waiting for him, let's go to our next question. This is from Pinnacle Power. It says, hi Rahul. Hello? Hello, sir? Oh, he's gone into mute again. Sir, please press *6 to unmute your line. Okay, while we wait for him. So Pinnacle Power says, hi Rahul, can salary and employer benefits such as the 401k, health benefits paid in every salary slip be considered as a wage, or is it just the base pay in the salary slip considered as a wage for DOL wage level?
Only base pay, only base pay, not the profits, not the bonus, not the other things. Caller, can you try to mute your TV, please? It's only the base pay.
TV mute this would happen, please.
Thank you. Only the base pay, not the bonus and all those things will not be counted.
Okay. All right, let's go to a caller, Andy. Sir, area code 614. Hello.
614. You have questions, sir?
Hello, sir. Please go ahead with your question. Okay, all right. Let's take the next caller in the meantime, and then we come back to this gentleman. All right. Area code 562. Hello.
You need to press *6, guys.
They seem to be unmuted. Hello. All right. Area code 562. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, can you hear me?
Sir, can you please mute your TV? They seem to be unmuted.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Go ahead, sir. Check one.
Yeah, Rahul sir, my question is, my priority date under EB2 is May 2012. And my attorney is planning to file a downgrade, and he just said that should we wait until tomorrow to see what the November visa bulletin has, and then we can decide if the November visa bulletin is not out tomorrow, then we'll just go ahead and file the EB3 downgrade,
And if it's out, then we can see what the prediction is or what the priority date is for EB2.
It's
so should we
already
wait
tomorrow.
until tomorrow, or we can wait another couple of days?
It's already tomorrow in India or somewhere in the world. But, you know, practically your lawyer is not working at this point of time at 5 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. He's not working. So you're already waiting until tomorrow.
Right. But should we wait further, like beyond tomorrow, or if the visa bulletin is not out, should we go ahead and file tomorrow?
That's up to the gamble for you, though. There are two things here. One is the visa bulletin by Department of State. One is the visa bulletin by the USCIS. So visa bulletin from Department of State might come in tomorrow, though. But who knows how long the USCIS is going to take? Because if the final action date becomes current for you in the state visa bulletin, then you can wait if you want to. You can wait. You absolutely can wait. But if it doesn't become current in the final action date, I don't know if I would wait for one more day, because we had some issues with when we mailed the documents, when we mailed these files. Sometimes it's taking 1 week for them to receive. I don't know why. In the FedEx takes, like when we mailed on Monday, they received on Friday. So we are very skeptical on that, and that's the reason we just filed all the cases. We didn't hold any of the cases, though. So it's up to you if you want to hold it. That's your choice. You know the law. You know what it is. It's up to you to wait.
Right. Your suggestion is to go ahead and file the downgrade and not wait for the...
I mean, if you said we are waiting you are waiting anything anyway until tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, because there's no today. Today is Sunday.
Yeah. I was wondering, should we wait until 27th or 28th, or just go ahead tomorrow?
Yikes. That I would not wait until 27th and 28th. That's cutting the edge.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, sir. So Rahul Garu, let's take a quick commercial break, and callers will be right back with you in a jiffy and matter. So please hang on till then. We'll see you soon again. Welcome back, viewers. Let's get started with our calls and matter, because there's so many people waiting to talk to Rahul Garu. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Hello. So area code 717. Sir, while we're waiting for this caller, there's a question by Sir. Okay, I think we have him. Hello.
Can you mute your TV 717?
17?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
TV mute cheskuntara, please. TV, not phone line. Please press *6 to unmute your phone line.
Well, we are doing the technical things, Sandy. Let's go to some of these questions, Nitya Garu.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of questions are coming with regards to the priority date movement. What is expected in the month of November? Of course, that's the main topic here.
Yeah.
We are expecting the priority date movement for the EB2, particularly final action dates. We don't know if the filing dates moves or does not move. Historically, what we noticed is that when the filing dates have moved by the State Department and accepted by the USCIS, they haven't moved forward that much in the particular year, though. Especially in the October visa bulletin, if the filing dates are moved, we don't see much movement in there. That is what we are expecting. Second thing is people need to understand is that does the USCIS accepts the filing dates in the month of November? Historically, when they have accepted in the month of October, we have also seen that they do accept in the month of November, and in some cases they do accept in the month of December, and rare cases they have also accepted until January. The reason is that when they accept the filing dates, though, they should be able to adjudicate some of the cases in this particular year. That's the reason why they moved the dates in October. So let's hope that in November and December also they keep the filing dates as it is and accept the filing dates. Okay. But it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. This is just an estimate.
Right. Rahul garu, let's check in with our next caller. Hello, sir. Area code
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Yeah.
Go ahead,
yes,
sir.
go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thanks for taking my call. My application is ready to submit, send. I have a doubt, like my daughter will be aged out in March. We are not including her application. Can we submit her later? Like if
Let me ask you this question. Are you downgrading or are you filing a straight application?
I'm a regular one, regular EB3 February 2011 priority date.
You can include her later on. If the final action dates become current, you can include her later on. You can.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Remember that the final action dates have to be current. Okay.
Yeah. If final action date won't become, there is no point in applying, right? So.
You got a very good advice from your lawyer.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for calling, sir. Okay. Let's take our next question. This is from 𝗓𝗏 𝗕𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗧𝗏. She says, my employer and I are in New Jersey while my job is in New York. I need to apply for my adjustment of status this month. How is the determination of the location of the visa sent by a lawyer as to where my AOS needs to be sent?
Both locations go, if it's a downgrade or is it a straight application. If it's a downgrade application though, it goes to Dallas. If it is a regular application, both New York and New Jersey goes to Dallas. So it's all Dallas.
Okay.
It's called Louisville, Texas. You know, it's a suburb of Dallas called Louisville, Texas. So New York and New Jersey both go to the same location.
All right.
And by the way, they look into, to answer the question of 𝗓𝗏, they look into your residence, not your employer's location, to determine where to file the application.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Rahul garu, thank you for that. Let's move on to our next caller, Andy. While we're waiting for our next caller, okay, let's see. I think our next caller is on. Hello? So
Let me go.
319.
New York and New Jersey both go.
Sir, may TV mute cheskondi, we can hear you.
To answer the question of 𝗓𝗏, they look into your residence.
Hello? Okay, sir, press *6 to unmute your line. All right, Rahul garu, let's quickly take another call.
I have one question. This Ram Kumar has this question.
Okay.
If the packet is being delayed by FedEx and if it is received by the USCIS after the October month, if it's received in November, will they take the posting date, that is the date on which you mailed or the date that received the application? Unfortunately, USCIS, unless they specifically say it otherwise though, it is the date that they receive the application, not the day you mail the application. And unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of delays in the FedExes, especially when it's going to Dallas. Some of the applications that we mailed, I don't know what happened. I am in Houston. We mailed it. It went to Alberta, Canada. And from there, it went to Memphis, which is the center. We understand why it goes to Memphis. It went to Memphis. It came back. It took like 4 or 5 days. So yeah, we have to be very careful on this, though, on mailing the applications.
Sounds like you could have just driven in the applications.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. Sir, area code 319. Please press *6 to unmute your line. All right. We have some more questions, Andy. Rahul garu, this is from Shyam.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hello, Rahul garu. మీరు ఇంతకుముందే 2 questions ఆన్సర్ చేశారు. ఇది లేబర్ సైన్డ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఎంప్లాయర్స్ మిస్ప్లేస్డ్ అండ్ ఇంకొక లాయర్ కూడా కపుల్ ఆఫ్ కాలర్స్ ఆన్సర్ చేశారు ఈ క్వశ్చన్. అంటే లాయర్స్ మిస్ప్లేస్ చేశారు, ఎంప్లాయర్స్ మిస్ప్లేస్ చేశారు. సో ఇప్పుడు డౌన్ గ్రేడ్ కి వాళ్ళు ఈ I-140 కి దే నీడ్ టు అటాచ్ దిస్ సైన్డ్ కాపీ ఆఫ్ అప్రూవ్డ్ లేబర్ కదా. సో అది లేదు. సో కాకపోతే అప్లై చేసినప్పుడు సైన్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆ తర్వాత డిఓఎల్ సర్టిఫైడ్ చేస్తూ ఒక కవరింగ్ లెటర్ ఉంది, ఆ లెటర్స్ ఉంది. కాకపోతే నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పారు అవి ఉంటే అప్లై చేయొచ్చు, ఆర్ఎఫ్ఈ వస్తుంది అని. కాకపోతే ఇప్పుడు కంకరెంట్ ఫైల్ చేసినప్పుడు డస్ ఇట్ డూ వీ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ రిస్క్ ఫర్ 485 డినయల్?
485 denial kan ekwa, the mail room might reject the application though. It happens sometimes though. So what we normally do is when we are filing these kind of applications, we put a big note in there to the mailroom people, do not reject before checking with the supervisor. We put a big sticker there. We put a color sheet there saying that do not reject. We have a signed affidavit from the employer saying that they don't have a copy of the original application. And then we include it and it should be going through smoothly. I'm not looking a chance for the 485 denial because the USCIS, once it accepts the application, it will have a chance to go back to the Labor Department and obtain the copy of the labor certification from there. That's one thing they can do. The second thing is that if it is the Texas Service Center that has adjudicated the I-140, they already have a copy of that in their file. Right now, all downgrade applications have to go to the Louisville address, which will be routed to Texas Service Center later on. So if your I-140 has been adjudicated there before, they already have a copy. They normally don't take much time. But if it's been adjudicated by the Nebraska Service Center though, yeah, it may take a little bit time for them to get it. There is also possibility that when you file a premium processing, they may reject your premium processing application because they don't have a copy of the labor certification. They may reject your premium process application. But very slight chances that the 485 will be denied just because you didn't provide the original labor certification or copy of the original labor certification.
So alagaithe proceed avvachantara filing ki?
Yeah, I mean, if I were you, I would do it. I mean, because it's you will be risking of rejection in the mail room. Remember that the people were telling about the mailroom fiasco, which actually never occurred. But in your case, it may occur for you. The mailroom fiasco might occur for you.
Okay. So one last question, sir. In case of any denial of this case, this kind of situation, 485 denial, will it leave any scar in my case?
No. No, absolutely, absolutely doesn't leave it. You haven't done anything fraud. You haven't provided any fraudulent document. Your degree certificate is good. All what you're saying in affidavit is that you don't have the original labor certification, which you don't, and you reproduced as much as you can. No, nothing wrong you have done. Yes, at the most it might be denied, but no negative consequences for you. Obviously, the money that you spend will be lost, which we already know, but no negative consequences other than that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rahul Garu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. Rahul Garu, we have a question from Shyam. He says, I have an EB2 with PD of priority 2013 December and wanted to downgrade, but my employer has refused. Reason risky EB2 can be revoked. I am in the same job with the same employer. He's a teacher. What options do I have? Please advise.
Well, it is up to the employer discretion to downgrade or not. There is nothing rules or anything you can cite. For example, beef is legal in the United States, but you can't come to my home and tell me that I'm going to bring beef into your home. This is legal. I will fix my rules in my home. You can't tell me the law. Okay. So the employer is within his own limitations when he is fixing what he wants to do with the I-140 application. You do not have any rights. You do not have anything. You just have to wait for your priority to become current. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Rahul Garu. Let's go to our next caller, Andy. Sir, area code 972. Hello. Hello, sir. Area code 972.
Yeah.
Chappan, sir. Go ahead, please. Hello?
Yeah. Hi, Vinpisthan.
Yeah, Vinpisthan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hi, Rahul Garu. I'm Mr. Garu, and we are Sandrki Dasra Subha Kansalam. So, I have a few questions on this. If my employer EB నా EB2 కరెంట్ డేట్ వచ్చి November 3, 2011 అండి. అండ్ మా ఎంప్లాయర్ వచ్చి EB2 నుంచి EB3 డౌన్గ్రేడ్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఒప్పుకున్నారు. కానీ ఇంకా అప్లికేషన్ ఫైల్ అయితే చేయలేదు. అదే మీరు అన్నట్టు రేపటిదాకా వెయిట్ చేస్తారని అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు ఈ EB2 నుంచి EB3కి వెళ్ళడం వల్ల రిజెక్షన్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఏమన్నా ఉన్నాయా, లేకపోతే నా EB2 డేట్ కరెంట్ అయ్యేంత వరకు వెయిట్ చేసి అప్పుడు EB2లో ఫైల్ చేసుకోవడం బెటర్ అంటారు?
That's going to be a tough question though. I think so. We put a video 3 weeks ago at, you want to watch it in the YouTube, in the same TVASIA. We have gone through this. There is a word we have used in this channel, TVASIA channel. I want you to watch it on September 27th or October of the TVASIA thing, is that if you get married to this EB3 application, it will be tough for you to go to the EB2 application though. Now, is it worth for you to get the downgrade? It's a very tough decision though. It definitely, the risk involved is more monetarily, that is money that you spend on the I-140 and 485 application. Then if you now later on go to EB2, then you lose the money. That is definitely a risk. Is there any other risk involved in it? I don't see much risk involved in it in downgrading, especially if you're working for the same company. If you're not working for the same company, it's a different issue. So that monetarily is the risk that you need to look into, consider into, and decide if you want to take that risk or not. Now, once you take the monetary risk, the second one is, would you be willing to get married to this EB3? Because just filing an application with EB3 right now, I call it as you're just flirting with a girl. You're not married with a girl. Once you use the EAD or advanced parole, that means that you're married to this EB3 application. Then you will have negative consequences if you want to go back to the EB2 application at a later date.
Meaning like, so ఇప్పుడు నా అప్లికేషన్ EB3లో ఫైల్ చేశాను అనుకోండి, సో నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ డేట్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత సో నవంబర్లో నా డేట్ కరెంట్ అయితే ఏదైతే EB3 అప్లికేషన్ నేను ఫైల్ చేశానో దాన్ని క్యాన్సిల్ చేసి మళ్ళీ EB2కి వెళ్తే అప్పుడు తీసుకుంటాను.
Right. You don't have to wait for cancellation. You can just file a EB2 in one more application, assuming that your company is going to file not an amendment but a new application. In November month, you can file a regular application, EB2 adjustment of status, if the priority date becomes current and the USCIS allows you go with the filing dates, and you can. Absolutely nothing wrong. You lost some money, of course, but nothing legally wrong that you've done.
Okay. ఇంకోటి వాట్ ఐ హెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ కపుల్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అండ్ నైబర్స్ ఏంటన్నాను, ఇప్పుడు ఈ 765 కానీ I-131, 485 ఇవన్నీ కూడా త్రూ మెయిల్ పంపిస్తారా అటర్నీస్, లేకపోతే స్కాన్ పంపిస్తారా బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ పాండమిక్ సిచ్యువేషన్ కరెంట్లీ?
Mail. There is no scan way of sending it. We have to send it to mail. We are working at our office. We are risking our lives at our office to send these applications. Be sympathetic to with your lawyers. We have to send it only mail applications, not scanned applications. Thank you, guys.
My final question is,
sir, we're also waiting in on a lot of other callers. If you can, please call back next week, Andy. Thank you so much.
Sure, Andy. All right. Thank you, Rahul. Have a good day. Take care.
All right, Rahul Garu, let's take our next caller. But in the meantime, I have a question from Dilip Kosaraju. Do you advise EB3 downgrade for me with EB2 priority date in October 2011? If so, should I continue with EB3 downgrade?
I think so. We answered the question with this other gentleman was going through the same thing. Should we go through? We already answered that.
Okay. Fair enough. Sir, area code 919, me TV mute cheskuntara, please.
TV,
not phone line, sir.
Not phone line.
Unmute your phone line. Me TV matik mute cheskondi, please. So area code 919, please press *6 to unmute your line. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Hello, Rahul sir. So I'm in EB2 and my priority date is 2014. So technically I'm eligible for EB3 downgrade. When I talked to my employer and he said that, he made losses in 2019 and it is very risky. So I don't know what to do. I mean, he's just saying that it might get denied.
It's, yeah. If you made losses though, are you working for the same company or are you not working for the same company?
Yes, I'm still working for the same company.
If your prevailing wage, the company is paying you W-2 form, which is coming more than the prevailing wage, it should not matter if the company made losses.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To me, he's been paying. But I'm not sure of others.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if the others have been paid or not. If you are getting paid more than the prevailing wage, I don't see much risk involved at all. But as I said previously to other caller, it will be your employer discretion whether or not he wants to proceed. You can't cite the law.
Yeah, he's saying that I'm ready to file it. It's you who whether you want to take the risk or not.
Yeah, if you have been getting paid more than the prevailing wage, you can do it. If you can do it, I don't see a problem with it.
Okay.
Thank you then.
Okay. So, but this he was saying about something about like ability to pay and
right.
all.
Ability
is that
remember,
not applicable for normal?
If ability to pay can be established in multiple ways. One way is that the number one way we look into is that, is the company paying you the prevailing wage, what was being prescribed in the labor certification? If that is answered yes, it doesn't matter if the company is not profitable in 2019, you will be in a good shape.
Okay. And if he is still not ready to file, then does it make any sense to stay with the employer, or I just switch the employer and then?
That will be up to you. That will be up to you, because now who knows how the priority dates are going to move, what is going to happen. That's up to you though. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you then.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Rahul Garu, while we wait for our next caller, I think we have a question from Manohar Reddy. He says his 6 years will be done by March 18, 2021. PERM was applied on July 2nd and waiting. As he says, my H1B.
I think so. We took his call. Yeah, we did.
I'm not sure. That's why I just didn't want to miss anyone on the list. Sure. All right, let's go to our next caller then. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Please go ahead. Sir, I think you muted yourself. Please press *6 to unmute your line.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rahul, for your service. I just had a quick question. So I'm in New York City. I'm moving from employee A to employee B. My new job, actually, the one they have offered me is for senior compliance manager. However, I'll not be managing any individual. So just because of the fact it's a senior compliance manager, does it mean that I will be put in level 3 as for the wage requirement? Because,
depends. Title alone doesn't describe whether you are at level 1, level 2, or level 3. It's a job description plus the title and a lot of other circumstances involved in it. Job description will be the main thing that will determine whether or not you're level 1 or level 4.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Rahul Garu, while we take our next caller, there's a question from Srinivas 𝗔𝗶𝗀𝗧𝗏. He says, I have a question about leaving blanks in the application. My attorney recently filed my application under EB2 category. Is attorneys fill the blank fields with not applicable, or can they leave it as blank?
This question has been coming up recently. We have noticed that that in the asylum applications, there was some trouble in that. We haven't seen much trouble in the adjustment of status applications filed with the employment based though. We haven't seen much trouble with that, but we have seen that trouble in the asylum applications, because in asylum applications there are very tough questions that cannot be left blank though. But in the AOS for the employment, we haven't noticed that if any blank is there, we haven't noticed much rejections because of that reason.
Okay, so do you recommend they fill it as a not applicable or just leave it blank?
I would recommend to do it as not applicable.
Okay, clarifies most of it. All right, let's move on to our next caller, Rahul Garu. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, Rahul. My EB3 date is current with my previous employer, and he's supporting me to submit my 485, and is about to file probably tomorrow, I guess. And basically, I moved my previous employer to a new employer on September 30th. They sent my new transfer petition on September 30th, and it is in the process, my H1 transfer. Basically right now, my H1 is expired on October 3rd, and I-94 is also expired. I am working on the receipt. You got my situation.
Yeah, I got it. Yes.
The thing is, do I need to convert my H1 transfer into premium before December 7th, or you want suggest me to leave it is as it is in regular process, and so that my 485 is currently in process? So do you want me to leave it in the regular process, or shall I convert it to premium before December 7th?
There's no reason for you to convert into premium processing. I would just leave it as it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm literally thinking about the December 7th, under the new rules or something coming up. So that's what, as you suggested, okay, I'll leave it as a regular.
I'll leave it as it is. Because if the denial comes in, it may have some negative consequences. I will leave it as it is. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go to our next caller, Rahul Garu. Hello?
847. What is it?
Hello, sir, no, 513, area code 513. Please press *6 to unmute your line. All right, while we're waiting, hello? Hello, sir, area code 513.
Hello, yes.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello. This is really Rahul V. My question is actually, my company A is filed the EB3, and my company B is filed on EB2 application with the 14 date as 2012. But if I mean, we are downgrading right now on EB3, and if the November bulletin is current for EB2, is it safer to go with EB3 or EB2?
If you have option of not downgrading and filing the adjustment of status, obviously it's safer to go without downgrading, because there is an extra step that you're doing, you can avoid it. But if you're going to ask me to predict the priority dates, how they're going to move, because if you pick EB2, what if EB3 moves faster? There is no way I can predict it. It's just like the lines. You go in the traffic lights, you see all of a sudden, you go in the LA traffic. What happens is that the lane that you are there, it doesn't move. The lane next to you moves, and you move to that side. Guess what? This lane moves. So it's very tough to predict which priority dates are going to move forward, though. But as far as the avoiding, obviously there is a downgrade. There's an extra step of I-140 that you need to use. You will avoid that when you file a direct filing. So given a chance, to me, I'm not going to tell you what you should do. If I have an option of filing a downgrade or filing a regular application, I'm going to go with the regular application.
Yeah, my earlier with company A, my priority date is locked on EB3 actually.
You told me that.
Now I'm, so now already 140 is pending for approval on EB2. So if I go on EB3, is it safer, or is it better to go with EB2 if it is?
That's answer.
Coming, next.
That's answer I gave it to you just 1 minute ago.
Okay.
Thank you then.
Yeah, that's good. And there is another question actually. On my birth certificate, my mother name is correct, but on my passport it is like no last name, like it's just Padma Reddy.
That's fine.
So I don't know what should I enter in the applications, like.
You meant to say in the 485 application, what should you enter as your mother's last name? Enter whatever is her last name is. Do not worry about the passport that much though. Especially Indians, the names get messed up so much. Even my name got messed up. My name is not Rahul. That is actually my last name. It so happened that, I'm still living with it. So just enter whatever is her last name is.
Okay, so whatever is on the birth certificate, that should be fine. Right?
As I said, whatever is her last name. What is your dad's last name? You enter that last name.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. So one note for all our YouTube viewers who are sending in questions and also our Facebook viewers. One request, Randy, please, when you're typing out your questions, club them all together into that one comment that you're leaving for us. And when your question is spread across multiple lines, it also goes in between other people's questions and matter. So sometimes it becomes a little difficult to track them. So put all your questions in one single comment and send it to us. So that way we can address it faster also. Okay.
There's a good question from Prashant Singh from YouTube, Andy.
Go ahead.
He's asking, can I marry while the 485 application is pending? The answer is yes, you can. However, though, there are two things that I want you to be aware of. You should not get married to this 485 application. What I meant marriage to getting this 485 application, I want you to go back 3 weeks ago where we presented what is flirting and what is marriage. I don't want you to get married to this 485 application, because if you get married to the 485 application, to get your wife into this application becomes very tough. It's just like having two marriages. That's so simple. The second thing is that if you want your wife to file an adjustment of status application, you have to wait for the priority date to become current again. If it backtracks though, and you get married in November, you can't add her in the November. You have to wait for the priority date to become current.
Okay, Mr. Prashant, be careful when you get married, whether to 485 or your partner, so just, work on the timing of it. See soon. Yeah. But Rahul garu, thank you so much for answering all these questions. And viewers andarki TVASIA Telugu tarapuna, happy Dussehra Andi. Thank you so much again for sharing a part of your day with us and being here and, getting all your questions, answers and matter. We hope we've been able to help you in this process. Rahul garu, thank you again so much for being on the show today. We'll see you.
Thank you, TVASIA Telugu. Thank you,
next week. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.